leicht abgehakt, als ich gesagt hatte, herzlich willkommen zu meinem neuen Projekt. Das ist nicht im Video vorhanden im ersten Part. Ja, egal. Man hört nur, ja, Greedfall. Das hört sich sehr lustig an. Ja gut. Ich würde mal sagen, wir machen jetzt hier einfach weiter. Ist ja nicht so schlimm. Ja. Die Grafik sieht echt nicht schlecht aus. Die sieht echt gut aus. Auch die Atmosphäre hier so, das ist schon toll gemacht. Da kann man sagen. Platz der Prinzen. Ich schätze mal, dass da die Leichen verbrannt werden. Ja, so aus. Ja. Was müssen wir eigentlich jetzt genau machen? Mal bei Quest gucken. Nee, Quest. Auf der Karte anfangen. Hier ist auf jeden Fall auch noch was. Guck mal hier rein. Okay, okay, ne, kennt aber gut. Komm mal nicht hoch. Sprich mit dem Botschafter. Okay.
Your Excellency.
Lord de Sade, I have been told that you were named Legate. Congratulations. Those are great responsibilities for someone as young as yourself. But you will bring honor upon your family and the congregation. Of that I'm certain.
I thank you, Excellency. I've come here to inform you of our departure for Tirfredi. My cousin Constantine is about to take up office as governor of New Serene, and I'm accompanying him.
I had no idea you would be leaving so quickly. What a shame. I had thought... Well, then, that is a pity. Have a pleasant voyage. A brilliant future awaits you. They say that it is a marvelous island. Please convey to your cousin my congratulations and sincere wishes for success.
You seem slightly hesitant. Please, tell me what troubles you.
A rather unscrupulous individual has been sowing trouble in Serene. A charlatan passing himself off as an alchemist.
Do people actually give credence to these lies?
Alas, yes. They snatch up his celebrated panacea. Remedies worse than the ill, believe me. As you can well imagine, alchemists are our pride. This vulgar trickster casts dirt upon their reputation and our own at the same time. In any city of the Bridge Alliance, we would have arrested him. But here, we respect your laws.
I shall see what I can do, but make no promises. My departure is imminent.
I thank you, Excellency. And I am pleased to see you have taken so well to your new functions of diplomacy. The man operates in the city center. He is said to be clever and mean. Be careful.
Would you be so kind as to tell me what you know about the Bridge Alliance?
With pleasure. A legate needs to know the history and strengths of his allies. The alliance was sealed by several nations of the Bridge around 200 years ago. The greatest of our cities, Al-Sad, became the capital, and a council formed from the different nations now rules. This union was originally put into place to better resist the appetites for conquering our neighbors. But our ancestors quickly realized that the union had also strengthened us economically and culturally. And of course, exchanges in knowledge were strongly encouraged from the outset. Today, it is by no means an overstatement to claim that the Bridge Alliance leads our world in science and exploration. Each day, we push the limits of our understanding further in each and every domain.
Ja. Ich will jetzt noch hier ein paar Fragen stellen. Es gibt ein bisschen Hintergrundinformationen, das ist vielleicht mal ganz interessant.
Could you give me your understanding of the relations between the congregation and the Bridge?
Our relations hang essentially on the quality of our trade and commerce. The exchanges are very profitable, especially on the cultural front. I will not hide from you that we have hoped you would join our number for quite some time. But your princes insist on maintaining a neutral stance between the congregation and the other nations on the continent. It is by all means a respectable position, even if it means you also trade with our enemies.
The Bridge Alliance has been on Tearfredi for much longer than we have. What can you tell me?
It is true that we founded Hikmet, our newest city, around 15 years ago now. Alas, I haven't been able to go there myself. I can only tell you what others have reported to me. It is a luxurious island. An enormous dead volcano thrones in its center. The vegetation is extremely varied, and the fauna wondrous. We discovered animals that we had never ever seen before. Some are bigger than houses. But they're not the only occupants of the island. A savage and crude people also live there, who speak an incomprehensible language. But you shall discover all of this for yourself soon enough.
And what of your war with Ptolemy?
It has been dragging on. In fact, it has been dragging on for years. It is madness. If those bigots hadn't gotten it in their heads to convert the entire continent, we wouldn't be in this situation. But that's the way of the world. We shall not waver, whether here or on Tearfredi.
Have you been fighting battles there as well?
From what I've been told, Ptolemy has wisely and tastefully built their colony far from our city. Direct conflicts are in fact quite rare. But one day they will inevitably take place.
Na gut, das waren erstmal alle Fragen.
I need to
Dann
be
gehen wir
going.
mal.
Goodbye, Excellency.
Goodbye, Lord de Sade.
Ja gut, das Spiel erinnert mich aber auch ein bisschen an Risen 2, ne? Da war das ja, also, das spiele ich ja. Momentan ist das Let's Play ja. Momentan ist das Let's Play ja pausiert. Genau wie Tomb Raider. Bei Tomb Raider bin ich mir noch nicht mal sicher, ob ich sogar abbreche, weil mir da um die 6 Folgen fehlen. Ja, bei Risen 2 fehlen glaube ich 2, 3 Stück, aber da kann ich das aber auch laden und ich denke noch mal nachspielen. Deswegen ist das auch erstmal nur pausiert und bei Tomb Raider ist das so ein Fragezeichen. Ich weiß nicht, ob ich es weiterspielen werde. Aber mal schauen, wir haben jetzt erstmal noch das Projekt hier, was wir jetzt gestartet haben. Und ich bin mal sehr gespannt, wie es hier weitergeht. Und ich gehe jetzt mal weiter. Wir haben jetzt sehr viel Informationen erhalten. Und ja. Die Quacksalber. Verhandeln mit den Lieferanten. Hinten noch. Was hat er denn so gemacht?
Welcome! It's such a pleasure to see you again. Have you seen anything to your liking? What might I help you with?
Okay. Eine Waffe oder was? Boah, das ist ein krasses Ding. Ja.
Thank you for your visit. See you soon.
Ich kaufe erstmal nicht und noch Zeug. Leder, nice.
Celebrate the miracle of science.
Das wird wohl der Alchemist sein. Werktisch. Der Werktisch. Das Handwerk ermöglicht es dir, deine Waffen und Rüstung zu verbessern. Mit Hilfe von Wissenschaft kannst du Tränke und Fallen fertigen. Du brauchst Wissen, um den Werktisch verwenden zu können. Erhalt Wissen von verteilten Punkten auf die gewünschten Talente. Verwendet bestimmte Ausrüstungsteile oder Gefährten, die dir einen Bonus gewähren können. Jeder Talentpunkt schaltet neue Rezepte frei. Du brauchst außerdem Zutaten, die du kaufen oder während der Erkundung finden kannst. Okay. Okay. Hier noch. Okay, haben wir noch nichts. Na gut. Was hier? Oh, nur mit. Alles gebrauchen. Alte Lagerhäuser. Ich will aber jetzt erstmal mit dem Lieferanten da verhandeln. Was haben wir denn hier? An die Familie des reichen Mannes, der uns provoziert hat. Wir haben ihn und werden ihn töten, wenn ihr uns nicht großzügig bezahlt. Kommt mit einer vollen Börse in die Gasse südlich des alten Lagerhausviertels. Okay. Oh, für Typen.
The merchant is there.
Oh. Und noch hier meine Loot, danke. Noch mehr? Komm her. Können wir klettern? Aber hier ist irgendwo ein Lieferant. Ist noch Zeug? Noch ne, die Kerzen. Ah, okay, hier ist der Lieferant.
Good day, good sir. How might I be of service?
You can start by explaining to me why you refuse to honor the orders agreed upon with the guard.
There's been a misunderstanding, sir. Of course we're ready to honor the orders. In fact, I've already had a word with your master-at-arms.
They're asking that we pay again, despite having already paid.
It's just that the price has gone up since. I've nothing to do with it.
This is inadmissible. If you agree on a sum, you need to honor that agreement.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm just an agent. And I'm only obeying orders.
Why don't we go and solicit other suppliers, Kurt?
When we've already paid for the merchandise? If these thieves agree to reimburse the original payment, it's what we do immediately. And do know, in the future, we won't be shopping with them. Well, I should think not.
Your master has apparently asked you to demand a second payment for this merchandise.
That's right. He told me that their attendant seemed to be hiding something when he passed the order. And so he must have thought the guard would end up paying in the end, whatever he asked for.
I'll be damned. And I'm the one they've sent to settle the affair.
Sorry, Captain, it's nothing personal. I'm only following orders.
Following orders. Yeah, we hear you. Makes one wonder which one of the two of us is a coin guard.
This whole story sounds suspicious and stinks of a scandal. You're demanding a second payment but refuse to reimburse the one that was already made.
I'm not the one demanding nor refusing. It's my master.
This stubborn fool is pushing me to madness. You understand now why I'm asking for your help?
Die ist ziemliches Arschloch, ne? Ich meine, Befehle befolgen, bla bla bla, ey. Ah, wir könnten ihm direkt drohen. Aber ich würde mal sagen, wir machen das erstmal hier mit Gefängnisstrafe androhen.
I don't think you understand who you're dealing with. Perhaps I failed to present myself properly. Lord de Sardet, nephew of the Prince d'Orsay and legate of the Congregation of Merchants. During our conversation, you explained to me that your master forced you to commit a crime. That's regrettable. Especially as you will be considered his accomplice in extortion, theft, You know as well as I that the congregation does not tolerate such illegal activities.
But I'm only obeying orders.
That is a shame. Well, as orders are the only language you seem to understand, I order you to return the guard the merchandise, without delay. Unless you'd rather your master is hung and that you finish your days in prison.
I beg your pardon, sir, but you are not my master. Moreover, the attendant of the guard was quite specific, saying this affair should be handled with extreme discretion. So I seriously doubt that you'll be wanting to drag us in front of a judge. That would stir up the muck.
Whatever is he talking about, Kurt?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Intuition, versuchen ihn zu bestechen. Warum sollen wir ihn bestechen? Ich versuche ihn mal zu drohen. Na,
We shall return. See you soon.
ich speichere mal vorher ab. Hinterher passiert auch was Unerwartetes und... Ach,
And so you're back, sir. Do you have our second payment with you?
Don't count on it. This is preposterous. Your master is a thief. I have no patience for bandits and robbers. Either you give us back what's ours, or we'll take it.
Your idea of diplomacy isn't all that different from my own.
To the devil with you.
Since you leave us no choice.
The merchant's clerk isn't hearing your arguments. The only thing left is a show of strength. Sorry, Greenblood.
And so you're back, sir. Do you have our second payment with you?
Don't count on it. We shall return. See you soon.
heißt das, wir müssen jetzt... Hä? Ich habe nicht mal schon was passiert ist. Nein. Ich würde es mal gerne ausprobieren. Was jetzt noch passiert, wenn ich den anderen nehme. Ich will einfach nur mal die Reaktion wissen. Weil ich weiß nicht, die Quest fehlschlagen lassen wäre jetzt doof, finde ich. Mal gucken.
And so you're back, sir. Do you have our second payment with you?
Don't count on it.
Was haben wir?
I'm certain we can come to an unofficial arrangement. You are clearly the apprentice of a demanding master who expects you to follow orders without raising a brow. Life in your shoes can't be easy. Perhaps we could help you take the weight off your feet.
And what would I have to do in exchange? If I give you the merchandise, my master will still demand the price you're supposed to pay me.
Not if you were robbed. By pure chance. I mean, it could happen to anyone. What if the guards leave a little extra bonus in your pocket as you look away? And while you're making yourself busy elsewhere, some of my men break in and collect their merchandise. You'll just have to make a devastated, the dastardly boldness of them face in front of your master, and we're done.
And the bonus will be how much?
Well, you won't be retiring with it.
Oh. All right. Done. I'm with you. As soon as I've received my bonus, my eyes will grow weary-like.
Not just yet. You'll get your bonus afterwards. The guard has already been taken once by your promises.
Well, you can't hold it against me for trying. Very well. Call for your men to come.
You're certainly honoring your new title. Bravo!
Huh?
The quartermaster must be expecting us.
Ja, gut. Ja, ich glaube, ich bleibe bei der Entscheidung. Mir den Quartiermeister der Kaserne. Ja. Nee, Questboard. Na gut. Müsste ja hier irgendwo mal hier Geschenke. Ja, mal reden wir mal mit dem Wirt.
Good day, tavern keeper.
Good day to you. What is your pleasure?
With all these sailors coming and going, you must have heard some stories about Tirfredi.
Right. Even stories that my heaviest drinkers would have trouble believing. They say that man trees live there. Dragons and gigantic creatures. Treasure abounds under every rock. And the source of eternal life is hidden somewhere there. Last night, some Nauts even told me they brought back one of those giant beasts into the port. Ah, but you know the kind. If you ask my opinion, the drink was fueling their imaginations.
How is business going these days?
It's picking up. We've not seen many new customers, but of late, things are looking better. The Malicor and the neighbouring wars have dampened commerce. The epidemic still rages, but the possibility of finding a cure on that island has given people something to hope for. Now that we have a city there, quite a few seafarers come by to spend their wages.
Has the Malicor really put a damper on your business?
More than a damper. They were soaked. When the sickness began to spread, a wave of panic followed in its wake. People stopped going out of their homes. They were afraid. I was close to closing shop, I tell you. And then, thankfully, the alchemists of the bridge said that you couldn't just catch it like that. People are still distrustful, as is their nature, but they are leaving home again. It's a start. I also lost quite a few regular customers. Dead or too scared to venture back. Oh, but that's nothing new to you. The city would have sunk in the water if not for trade with the new isle.
I need to be off.
Das war's erstmal.
Goodbye.
Ach mal. Hinten. Und noch mehr. Ja, noch mehr. Hinten vielleicht. Oh, hier ist ein Keller. Ah. Leck. Mach mal ein bisschen hier um.
I wish you a good day, Your Excellency.
Hier noch. Okay, was ist denn hier? Ja, sehen mal aus wie ein Schlafzimmer, nur irgendwie ist das Bett nicht mehr da. Sieht jedenfalls so aus. Oh, hier unten scheint nicht viel. Dann gehen wir mal. Die andere Tür hier. Was haben wir hier noch? Oh. Oh, nice. Eisenrecht. Und bin hier gelandet. Wie weit das hier geht. Wieder ein kurzer Leck. Lol. Okay,
Sir Desade, I presume. It is an honor to make your acquaintance. Captain, you set sail soon. Have you seen to our little business?
Yes, we were finally able to recover your merchandise.
Excellent news. I'm afraid, though, that your mission isn't completely finished, Kurt.
Blast me, I'm a captain, not an errand boy.
The commander was quite explicit.
Very well. What do I need to do?
The merchandise that you obtained needs to be sent to Tier 3D as soon as possible. But the Port Authority formalities for shipping take an eternity to wade through. And we've already lost quite a bit of time with this dishonest merchant.
Are you blatantly asking us to smuggle this merchandise and contraband?
I would never ask you to do such a thing, Your Excellency.
Ah, but you don't mind asking that of Kurt?
Well, now, if he finds an alternative solution that is less, illegal, that would be fine. The method matters not. But this cargo must reach the Isle on the next ship.
Marvelous.
Well then, I await your return with utmost impatience. I'm certain you shall do what's required.
Citizens, I present to you Panacea, the absolute cure of everything. Toothache, stomach ailment, and even an open wound. This potion heals all of that. And more still, this little phial is the product of years of research and intensive labor. I hear you asking if this remedy can heal one from the Malachor. Alas, not yet. But your question is legitimate. I am so close to finding the cure. But the Malachor isn't the only ailment causing you to suffer. Not true? Then don't miss out on this chance and give yourself a healthy and energized life. Rejoice! A phial only costs a few coins, and well worth it to make your life shiny and new again.
Does it really heal everything, your potion?
Everything! Absolutely everything! Except the Malachor, of course. That being said, it is known that those in top health resist the Malachor best of all. Then don't throw away this chance. Think of all the pains that this potion could help you avoid.
You are right. It's a deal. I'm gonna take 2.
There's a man that knows a good deal when he sees one. Hurry now! There won't be enough for everyone.
There he is. He's our man, no doubt.
His speech is well polished. I even feel like buying some.
And if we had a word with him, I wonder if he'll serve us the same routine.
Na gut, ja, was mir gerade aufgefallen ist, ich bin irgendwie an meinem Mikrofon dran gekommen, dass ich es deaktiviert habe. Ich habe einfach was vorgelesen und ja, ihr werdet mich wahrscheinlich nicht gehört haben. Super. Ja, jedenfalls ist der Alchemist. Ich wollte jetzt erstmal zur Botschaft hier gehen, zur Botschaft. Ja. So, wer ist das? Botschafter von Telehem. Wie es ausgesprochen wird? Ich weiß es nicht. Erstmal dahin gehen zum Hauptquest. Ja, weitermachen. Noch hier ein paar Meter. Boah, ist das. Oh. Der FPS drops manchmal, ne? Schlimm. Da kommen wir nicht hin.
Good day, Excellency.
Sir de Sardet, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I have come to inform you that my cousin Constantine and I are departing for Tirfredi on the hour.
Ah, yes. I did indeed hear talk that you had both received callings of greater stature. Allow me to congratulate you. Were you not named legate of the congregation?
You are correct, Excellency. I thank you.
It is a station of great honor that I am sure you will fill with brio and panache. The Mother Cardinal Cornelia will be enchanted to work with you, and your cousin in the future. I only regret that your departure is so sudden.
Really?
To be entirely honest with you, I was hoping to solicit your help in a rather delicate matter.
Tell me more about it. And perhaps I can take care of your problem before my departure.
Very well. A small group of dangerous heretics has found refuge in Serene. We know that your uncle tolerates the presence of all pagans within the city walls. But these particular non-believers threaten the fragile harmony of this place. We would consider it a tremendous favor if you would arrest them and deliver them to our guard.
Heresy is not a crime in Serene. You do know that. But I'm sure my uncle would hear your arguments. Why call on my intervention?
The prince would indeed give us his blessing, but it would take time. Far too much time. For according to our sources, these fugitives have already made contact with a smuggler to take them who knows where.
I see. You're hoping that I'll be able to do something before they make it to an enemy city. If your heretics are planning on boarding a ship, then they must be in the dockyards. I'll look into this and see what I can do.
Fragen wir mal ein bisschen nach. Was sagt er
Could you
noch?
tell me anything about Ptolemy?
It would be a pleasure. As you already know, our glorious nation is guided by our faith. We follow the teachings of Matthias, our founder and greatest prophet, and give thanks each day to the Luminous for having gifted us magic. The high dignitaries of Ptolemy are at the same time our spiritual guides, advocates, and grand mages.
I've heard say that dissensions have appeared recently in your nation.
Ah, you must certainly be speaking about the debates that have divided the Ordo Luminous and the more political orders. The Lord Luminous has an extremely pure vision of our faith and applies the words of our saint very strictly. But other, more open-minded factions exist within our nation. They believe that a less rigid dialectic would attract souls more readily to our faith. But their differences are purely theoretical, and do not threaten the cohesion of our nation, I assure you.
What's your point of view on the relations between our two nations?
As ambassador of Thélème, I can only rejoice at the mention of our commercial treaties. We appreciate as well the welcome that your uncle gave to our missionaries. Thanks to your support, more and more believers wander your lands. The congregation is our most precious ally. To be perfectly honest, we have only two complaints. That heresy is tolerated, and that your treaties with the Bridge Alliance are maintained.
How's Thélème faring on Teofredi?
We built a marvelous city, San Mateus, on the western coast of the island. Did you know that certain historians believe that it might well have been the final resting place of our prophet? Our missionaries there are a multitude. Not a day passes without new islanders joining our sacred faith. Of course, there are certain pockets of resistance. There is talk of a demonic cult, disgusting creatures. But I am confident that the Ordo Luminous will be able to put an end to these horrors. And we have tremendous hopes that the entire native population will join our ranks.
How goes the conflict with the Bridge Alliance?
Your territory is, alas, the only one that has been spared from the ravages of war on the continent. We fight on every front, without great success, one must say. But what other choice do we have? These so-called savants not only refuse the light, but are determined in their fight against it.
And on Teofredi?
To my knowledge, no one has yet seen any serious fighting. The Bridge have succeeded in provoking the natives there, and have their hands full keeping them at bay. Which leaves us greater latitude to settle peacefully and pursue our mission of conversion.
Na gut. Dann würde ich aber
I
sagen,
must be going. Farewell, Excellency.
May the light guide you, Desade.
dass ich hier erstmal einen kleinen Cut mache und wir sehen uns dann in der nächsten Folge wieder. Bis dahin. Tschüss.